You won't believe how a simple janitor, covered in sweat, wearing torn gloves, answered a phone call in a foreign language, and it changed his entire life. Before we dive in, if you believe in second chances, in the strength of the human spirit, and in stories that can change someone's day, then take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel. You won't want to miss what happens next. The story begins with Lukas, a quiet, middle-aged janitor working at a towering corporate skyscraper in downtown Chicago. Every day, before the city stirred, he'd be there mopping polished floors, scrubbing office kitchens, and changing trash bins long before the executives arrived in their shiny suits. He didn't talk much. His co-workers hardly knew anything about him except that he always wore a faded leather bracelet with the name Ellen carved into it and that he left exactly at 3 p.m. every day. What they didn't know was that Lukas was a single father, raising his 7-year-old daughter Ellen alone since his wife passed away 3 years ago in a car accident. Life had hit him hard and fast. He had once been an art historian in the Netherlands, but after the accident, with no close family left and a broken heart, he immigrated to the US for a fresh start. The only work he could find was janitorial. But he didn't mind so long as Ellen had food on her plate, a warm bed, and could still dance in the living room without a care in the world. One Tuesday morning, something unusual happened. Lukas was cleaning the 45th floor, the top floor, where only the highest executives and the mysterious billionaire founder of the company, Maya Ellington, worked. It was usually empty that early. But that day, he heard footsteps, heels clicking fast. Then, his phone rang. He usually silenced it while working, but he had been waiting for a call from Ellen's school. She was being evaluated for a special art scholarship. He quickly picked it up. "Hello?" "Ja, dit is Lukas," he said softly, answering in Dutch without thinking. Suddenly, from the corridor, a sharp voice cut through the silence. "You speak Dutch?" He turned and froze. It was Maya Ellington. Sharp suit. Hair tied back. Holding a coffee she hadn't sipped yet. And eyes that looked like they didn't miss a single detail. Yes, ma'am. I grew up in Utrecht," he said, startled, reverting back to English. There was a long pause. Then she smiled, a small, curious smile. "I lived in Rotterdam when I was a teenager. Exchange program. I haven't spoken Dutch in years." That might have been it. A small, passing moment. But Maya didn't move. Something about Lukas intrigued her. Maybe it was his humility. Maybe it was the way he clutched the phone like it held his world inside it. Or maybe, just maybe, it was the way he didn't flinch when faced with power. They talked. For 5 minutes. Then 10. He told her a little about Ellen, about being a janitor, and his past in art history. She listened, really listened. And then she asked something completely unexpected. "Lukas, would you consider staying after your shift? I think there's something you can help me with." He was stunned. It turned out Maya had recently acquired a large private art collection in Amsterdam. The documents were all in Dutch, and no one in her entire team had been able to translate or organize them properly. Lukas agreed to stay after work and take a look. That 1 hour turned into a week. A week turned into a month. Every afternoon, after finishing his janitorial work, Lukas would sit in Maya's private conference room, sorting through Dutch contracts, auction reports, and artist biographies. He was quiet, efficient, and shockingly brilliant. One day, she walked in while he was passionately explaining the cultural significance of a painting by Jan Torop to one of her advisors, and she knew she had found something rare. Maya offered him a full-time job. But Lukas hesitated. "I clean floors. I don't belong in offices like this," he said. Maya looked him dead in the eye. "You belong wherever your heart and mind can thrive. And this place needs more people like you." He accepted. Months passed. Lukas became the director of cultural curation at Ellington Global. He and Ellen moved into a small but beautiful apartment. She got the scholarship. And every Sunday, they visited the local museum, just the two of them, where Lukas would whisper stories about the paintings, just like he used to whisper bedtime stories when she was younger. But the story doesn't end there. One winter evening, Maya invited Lukas to a private charity gala. He felt awkward, wearing his borrowed suit and polished shoes. But Maya introduced him proudly to everyone, telling the story of the janitor who saved our billion-dollar collection. People laughed, clapped, even asked for his business card. Then someone asked the question, if you could go back in time, would you change anything? He looked at the crowd, then down at the leather bracelet on his wrist. And he said, "No. Because every floor I scrubbed, every tear I wiped from my daughter's cheek, every lonely night I faced, brought me here. And I wouldn't trade the journey for anything." The entire room fell silent. You see, this story isn't just about a lucky break. It's about perseverance. About humility. About how greatness doesn't always wear a suit or speak in boardrooms. Sometimes, greatness mops floors at 4 in the morning and whispers Dutch lullabies to a little girl who still believes her daddy can do anything. If this story touched you even a little, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Because you never know, the next story might just be about you.